Good morning, beautiful people. Dominique here with a quick video, and today I'm going to teach you how to clear code P0301 on a 2006 Chevy HHR. Alright, so I got code P0301. So I'm going to do a little research and come back. So after doing a little research, it says that I could have low or dirty oil, bad spark plugs, bad ignition coils, or bad injectors. Now I know my oil is fresh because I changed it faithfully. I know my injectors is good because I would have felt that. You know when you have bad injectors. However, I never changed the spark plugs or the ignition coils on this car yet. So I bet that's the problem. Tools needed: flathead screwdriver, ratchet 10mm socket and extension, and a 5/8 spark plug socket. Also, you would need pre-gap spark plugs. You would need ignition coils. If yours look like mine's in the picture, then you have the Mexico model. Disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. Alright, first thing you want to do is remove the air filter housing with a flathead screwdriver. And if you come down below, it's a little difficult to record and work at the same time, so bear with me. Okay, there it is. Right below. And if you look up under here, hold on, let me show you from the top. And if you look directly up under here, there's a sensor connected. You need to unplug that. Unplug the sensor before you pull it out. Alright, done. Reach over here and pull the hose off. Mine didn't have a clamp or anything on there. Not sure why it came like that. Alright, so now that everything's loosened up, I can go ahead and remove it. Alright. Set this to the side. And there's your coil pack. Here's your coils. Now, it said it was misfiring cylinder 1. So, it's either the coil or the spark plug for cylinder 1. But I'm going to go ahead and change everything. The coils and the spark plugs. Alright. So you want to unplug the ignition coils. Just press down on that tab, wiggle it out. Alright, so you're going to need a ratchet and you're going to need a 10mm socket. Let's get to work. Also, you're going to need an extension too. So a ratchet, 10mm socket, and an extension. As you can see, the screws are kind of long. So you set your screw to the side, separate the screws. Also, what I wanted to show you was, once you remove the ignition coil, this is the ignition coil. If you look down in there, you'll see the spark plug. So it's going to need a 5/8 spark plug socket. You'll know it's a spark plug socket because it got the rubber on the inside. You need an extension, a nice extension, and a ratchet. And if you see like dirt around here or sticks, anything, try not to let it go down in there. Alright, when you're unloosening it, be gentle. Try not to break the spark plug off in there, because if it breaks, then you're going to have a problem on your hand. Mine's so stubborn I had to attach a pipe to the ratchet. But yeah, I got it loosened. But if you want to go ahead and soak it with some rust penetrator, WD-40, etc., just make sure it's on your old spark plugs. Oh, that's common sense. All right, here goes the first spark plug. Working on spark plug number 2. All right, spark plug number 2 is out. Got this in the way, so the ratchet kept bumping it. You can remove this, but just took the ratchet off, and I'm gonna manually twist it out. All right, finally got the last one out. Well, I tell you, these things are stubborn. I thought it was gonna be easy to get it out, but yeah, it gave me a little tough time. Got it done though. So I went to AutoZone, got me a pack of AC Delco spark plugs, pre-gapped. Make sure it's pre-gapped. If it's not pre-gapped, you're gonna have to buy you a little cheap gapper and look at the owner's manual and gap it yourself. But these are already pre-gapped, so you just put it in there and tighten it right up. All right, so to keep it from getting stuck, you can just take a little grease that they give you and just apply it around the threads only. Threads. Spark plug number 3. Finally, spark plug number 4. All right, nice and tight. All spark plugs are installed. Now let's get to the ignition coils. And all you gotta do is just stick it inside the hole, put the screw in, plug it up. That's it. All right, that's my old ignition coil. So you wanna match it up and make sure it matches. If you go to AutoZone and they ask you, do you have the Mexico model or the US model coil? If yours look like this is the Mexico model. It's aftermarket, but it's close enough. If you have this coil, it's the Mexico model. They're gonna ask you that when you go to AutoZone or Old O'Reilly's or wherever you go. All right, let's get back to work. And another thing I meant to mention, make sure no screws or anything get caught in there, because if it do, you're gonna have a hard time getting it out. All right. Let's put it in there, hand tighten it. Found it easy just to put the 10mm socket back on there and turn it. And once you hand tighten it enough, grab your ratchet and tighten it up. Once you got it tightened up, plug your harness back in until you hear that snapping sound, and do the rest. Do the same for all 3. I'm sorry. It's number 2. Let's go on to the third one. Plug it up. All right, on to number 4 and a final one. And all 4 coils are installed. All right, so it's time to start reversing the process. Go ahead, get your cover back on there. All right, so the first thing you want to do is plug up your mass airflow sensor. Try to get in there and get you a shot. Mass airflow sensor. Go ahead and ease this hose back over there. Give it a turn. All right, I heard the snappers in there. And finally, you're going to connect this hose back, and you're going to need a flathead screwdriver to tighten it up. All right, so let's give it a start. See if it actually worked. No check engine light. No check engine light. And when I started it, when it gave me that code, it was doing a lot of trembling, and it sounded like I had a hole in the exhaust. So I already know that solved the problem. And all I did was change my spark plugs and my coil pack.